try to replicate what they were buying from somebody else.
Yeah.
Here's the spec we need to do to hit. Here's the.
Yes.
A little bit more than a spec. Got a nice chart, Mark.
I have, yeah. Would it help if I handed this out?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
maybe let's fit it into your story, Mark, as we go along.
I'm going to hand it out to Mike. Do a copy. Okay. It is a long story.
Oh, we can wait for the movie if
Yeah. You might have to highlight it, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were interested in, I suppose, three materials. So on the first slide, they were interested in MPDMS. MPDMS is a silicon material. There is some Sigma. That's another silicon material. And between them, they constitute 45% of the final blend. So the product I've been talking about, JVC blend, is Cenofilcon on the right here, which goes into their AccuView Oasis lenses. Yeah, so at the time this project began, we had to make MPDMS, but they were sourcing from somebody else at that time. We had to make Sigma, they were sourcing for other suppliers, and then once we did that, we would ultimately make the blend. So we made samples from the lab. It took a lot of work because you're trying to exactly match the materials they're currently using. And the reason you're trying to match them is because if you don't match them, they have to run clinical trials. Clinical trials cost about $300,000 each. They recruit 140 people. It takes 6 months, and you have to go through that cycle for every material, and quite often several cycles. And in fact, the last of the 3 slides on here, it's just meant to illustrate what matching the material is. So they hand you a spec, but a spec can be 3 lines. A spec can say it has to look like water, and it has to be a clear liquid, and it has to be 98% pure. Your spec could be that, but actually what you have to do is to exactly match
The purity profile.
materials. Yeah. So I just illustrate the point here. This is MPDMS, one of the silicon materials. It's a polymer, so the chromatogram at the top looks like a comb, if you like. It's polymer is a distribution of materials of different molecular weights. And what I'm showing at the bottom there is just taking a magnifying glass to a section of it, and you end up spending days or weeks talking about materials you can hardly see without the magnifying glass. Your materials are 0.03%. It's infuriating, but the reason you're doing it is to avoid these very, very expensive clinical trials. Yeah, and time. Yeah, so we made these samples in the lab. We made them in the pilot plant. Meanwhile, we get bought by Geo, and the whole business moves to BASF. So we have to re-engage. We have to restart the whole process. We have to reinvent. We have to pretend that we don't know what we do know, and start from scratch again, because all that know-how went into BASF. So we have to start again, making about pilot plant samples. And I guess our big break was in 2015. We get selected ahead of some sort of competition. I'm led to believe some bigger companies. We get selected ahead of them to proceed with to be a second supplier for MPDMS. Yeah.
I think there's quite a few things going on in between that period in the jump there. We're getting lots of visits. They liked us from a technical perspective. They came and visited and were pretty on the verge of being blunt, I guess. you know, we're selling them HEMA. You know, Mark mentioned selling HEMA. They said we won't buy HEMA from you because your facility's not up to it. We just buy it. You're not up to snuff. And so we listened to all of those things, and we worked on a number of other projects as well, didn't we? We had CVP, we were going to do a whole host of things, and we kept getting knocked back. So I think during this period as well, we showed, as well as doing all the technical stuff, we showed a huge amount of resilience. And when they used to knock us back on things, we said, well, you know, we're going to persevere with you guys, and we're there for you, and we think we're going to do some work with you at some point. And eventually that paid off, all that resilience and effort paid off.
Yeah, they picked us for three reasons that I recall, and they picked us for commitment that we had shown by committing to build the facility, S1. That was one reason. The second reason was proximity to Limerick. Right? It's always been important to them, I think. And the third reason was because of the quality of the materials we had provided up until that point, albeit from the lab and from the pilot. So, of course, this was all subject to making identical material on the new facility.
So we committed at that point too, as you say, you know, investing, and that we gave them a message. Okay, you know, we've listened to you. We're going to be in this business, so we're there, and we're, you know, so just to let you know, we're in build progress. We've got approval. We're going to be there. And then the call came after that. And I can't remember the exact time of the phone call that we got, where they said we're changing our blend. You might be able to help us with it.
Yeah, so we got a lucky break, I think, in as far as at this time their daily disposable material was TrueEye, and the materials we were working on were for the Centerfill complex. And at some point in the story, they changed their strategy. The plan was then to replace TrueEye daily with the Oasis One Day.
Oh, so when you committed to build the S1 plant, they were just using that blend for the bi-weekly or monthly product?
Yes.
Oh my. Okay.
I think that's right.
That's a heck of a
But it was something
basic,
that
I said.
through them from a market
We
perspective.
didn't have any contract.
Yeah.
Well, the thing around as well at that time was that I think the other thing that influenced the J&J move and what was going on at that time was the acquisition of Southland. And that was all pitched around the daily disposal story. That's how they sold that story. And that was, what, 2012 or 13, was it? I seem to remember something like that. And then it started accelerating, and they were then changing their position in the marketplace. It became the race to dominate the daily disposable silicon market.
We were lucky, actually, in some ways. We could pretend it was by design. I mean, when we got into
Why don't you say it?
Make your own luck, I think.
Yeah, right.
we got into this business by making silicon for Southron, in the hope that they would be bought by one of the big four.
Mm-hmm.
But they ended up getting bought by CooperVision, who we'd been supplying for 20 years with the FEMA Blue that you've seen down in the lab. And we believe because of that acquisition, Johnson & Johnson changed their strategy and wanted to dump the TrueEye and replace it with the Oasis One Day. So,
and they've continued along that path.
Yes, they're trying to.
But matching going back to how did we get this? Just producing that product of equivalence is no mean feat from an R&D perspective.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's right.
And other people, we do know other people have tried and not done it.
What was the qualification timing?
Oh, well, after that.
The qualification. So I think we were selected April. Everything always seems to happen around April. So selected April 2015, and then we got approval. We then started making material on the kit that you've just been seeing around April, May